We're going to try this again. It's going to be so good. All right, you guys, Jennifer Priest here. And today I had a question come in to our free Facebook group. And it was from one of our members, and she wanted to know what metrics to measure on Pinterest. She was asking a question about a specific metric. And she said, well, these other two metrics were doing just fine, engagement and outbound clicks, but her impressions, that was lower. And so she was wondering, okay, well, why could that be? Is that important? Is it something I need to pay attention to? And if you've ever been in this spot, then I bet you can absolutely relate to that. Like, what should we be measuring on Pinterest? Which metrics matter? And what can we ignore? And then for the metrics that matter, like, what do we need to be looking at? So in this broadcast, I'm going to be sharing that with you. Super excited to be doing this today. Very, very fun. I haven't been going live for a while, and it's a Saturday morning. And I saw that question come in, and I was like, you know what? I am going to make a video, and then I'm going to send it to her as my answer. Now, if you're not yet in our free Facebook group, you definitely need to join that. It's down in the comments. You'll be able to see that. So let's see, pin. There we go. All right. So I'll put the link for that after this broadcast is over. And I think it even might be in my default settings. All right, so let's talk about Pinterest metrics. Which Pinterest metrics matter? So I was going to tell you guys a story, but I think I'm just going to jump right into it. All right, so let's talk about why do we even need to worry about metrics on Pinterest? So one is that we need to know what to track. Okay, so we need to know what to track to see, are we getting results? Are we not getting results? Are things going up? Are things improving? Are things decreasing? Are they declining in results, right? We want to know what to measure. And there's a lot of different words that people throw around, like, oh, I have this many viewers on Pinterest, etc. And we want to know what is actually important, because some of those numbers sound big and impressive. At the end of the day, if you're not making money, it doesn't matter what the numbers are, right? If you're not actually making money, because that's how on this planet we measure success, right? We measure results, right? The reason that we're doing stuff on Pinterest is to get traffic to our website, to sell things from our business, or make money with display ads, affiliate, that kind of thing. So we need to know what to track. The other reason why it's important to figure out which Pinterest metrics matter is we need to use data to make decisions. So sometimes people will make decisions, and I've done this in the past, right? Oh, this feels right, or oh, I think this is the right thing to do. When, in order to scale your business higher and bigger, especially if you are trying to get from the 5-figure to the 6-figure range, you're going to have to look at data, right? 5 figures pretty easy to achieve if you're just kind of like doing a few things here and there, and it's like, oh, cool, I made some money. To get to 6 figures and beyond, you have to start looking at data, because we use data to make decisions. We're not doing decisions on feelings or what somebody said to do in a Facebook group or something like that. We go and look at the numbers and go, okay, do the numbers support this? Are the numbers showing that I'm making progress towards my goal, towards the desired outcome that's important to me, right? We have to have data to make decisions. And when we know which metrics matter, then we can stop freaking out over stuff. So what I'll see in Facebook groups a lot, and even sometimes in our Q&A calls, especially when somebody just comes into the program and they haven't gotten through all the material yet, is a worry, a concern over numbers decreasing, certain numbers increasing, this number's down, but this other number's okay. What does that mean? And so when we get the clarity on what to track, we can kind of ignore the noise, right? We can clear the clutter as far as analytics and really figure out what to focus on and not get distracted by the other things. Okay, that number's up, that number's down. Where's revenue? Right. And so we're going to talk about what is it you actually need to be tracking. So I'm going to go through some of the common Pinterest metrics you've probably heard about, and explain what they are. And then I'm going to tell you the two, there's only two, okay? Two most important metrics to track on Pinterest and why you should be tracking those metrics. So first metric is impressions. This is the first thing that people will talk about. Oh, my impressions are up or my impressions are down. Impressions are the total number of times that any of the things you've pinned have surfaced anywhere on Pinterest. Pinterest has three main surfaces: the search feed, the home feed, and then more like this, or suggested pins that show up underneath a specific pin. Sometimes it's called I think it's called like more to discover or something like that. They change the name every once in a while. So that's the three places where pins can show up. So impressions is how many times your pins may have shown up, surfaced on someone's screen. Now, it doesn't mean that they saw it, because they could be looking over here and your pin is over there, right? So it doesn't necessarily mean they saw it. However, it means that Pinterest thought that that pin was relevant enough to show it or display it to those people. So that's a great metric to track. Okay, that's the first one to track, not the number one to track, but that's the first metric to track is impressions, because it tells you, is Pinterest indexing your content? Is it showing your content to people? So that's all that it means. It doesn't mean that's clicks to your website. It doesn't mean you've made any money. It just means Pinterest is showing your content to people. Monthly views is how many people have potentially seen your content on Pinterest. Engagements are how many people clicked around and did things on the pin. So there's reactions that they can have, comments, those kinds of things. And that's great for Pinterest, right? But if we're working on our site, I'm like, that's great that my post got reactions on Pinterest. If people didn't click over to my site, that's what I need to be looking at. Pin clicks. So there's two different metrics. There's pin clicks, which means people clicked on the pin and opened it and made it bigger on Pinterest. And then there's outbound clicks. Outbound clicks is the next metric that you want to track. So just impressions and outbound clicks. Those are the only two you really need to pay attention to. Outbound clicks are the number of clicks where people clicked on the pin, clicked on your link, and exited Pinterest and went to your website. Okay, that's an outbound click. And that's one that we want to track, right? Because we want to see, okay, how much traffic are we getting to from Pinterest over to our site? So again, all you're going to track is impressions and outbound clicks. Now you can track those other things if you want. However, generally what people are trying to do in their business is make more money, and impressions tells us how many people Pinterest is showing our pins to. So we want to see, are they showing the pins to more and more people? And outbound clicks tells us, okay, of the people that saw the pins, how many people clicked over to our website? Because once they're on our website, now we can start making money from them. So this is really handy for bloggers or anybody that's doing anything organic. When you get into paid, the metrics are going to be a little bit different. All right, so the other thing is that as you're looking through the metrics, you want to make sure that you're setting up your filters so that you're looking at pins that came from your domain, your website. Okay, so you can have multiple claimed domains on your Pinterest account. You can filter the results and the metrics so you can see just the outbound clicks and just the impressions for the site that you own. So you've probably pinned things from other people on Pinterest. All of us have. And you want to be able to see, and you want to be able to see what other people are doing with your pins. And so if you're looking at all the numbers, like you just go into the analytics overview and you start looking at the numbers, it's showing you for every pin on your account, it's showing you the metrics. Well, it's not really significant to your business if other people's pins that you've pinned are getting clicks to their website, because you want clicks to your website. So you got to make sure you go in and set up the filter. I'm going to show you how to do that. Go in and set up the filter so you can see the metrics for your claimed account. All right, so let's go ahead and do a little bit of screen sharing so I can show you guys how to actually do this step by step. All right, so here we are on Pinterest, and let's see. So hold on, I've got to move something to another screen. I have like all these apps open in Zoom. All right, so here we are. And what we want to do is go up here to the hamburger menu up at the left. And from there, we can go to overview under analytics. Now, this is going to show us for all the pins that are on the account, not just the pins from my site. So we want to click on more filters, and that'll open up this side window. It's going to pop out from the side, and you want to scroll down to where it says content filters, and you want to have it be showing pins from your claimed account. If you have multiple domain names that you've claimed, multiple websites, they'll show here. I've claimed my Etsy shop and YouTube. I don't believe you can do that anymore, but if you already have that in there, then you can definitely do that. So I'm just going to click on my website, and then I'm going to click down at the bottom, the apply button. And now it's showing the metrics just for my content. Now, the first metric it's going to show is your impressions, and mine are going down, which is fine because that's something that happens seasonally on my account. The other metric I want to look at is outbound clicks, and I would expect because impressions are down that outbound clicks would be down. They're not down as much as I expected, but they're down. So those are the two metrics you want to look at, and that's how you find them is here under performance over time. You click and you can choose impressions or outbound clicks. Remember, you want to make sure that you have that filter set up for your domain set up on there. Okay. So let's go ahead and stop sharing. So let me know, what is it that you learned today? I would love to know what stood out from you from this quick tutorial video. And if you have any questions, drop them down in the comments. And to get more helpful ideas like this, subscribe to my channel. And make sure you go join that Facebook group that's down below this video, linked in the description.